What's up guys, this is Chris from VFX On, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make a spark and smoke text intro. Okay, so here I have my After Effects already opened and ready, created my main composition with settings, high definition TV, and let's change this to, instead of 54 seconds, but to 5 seconds. So first, let's create a new solid, and let's name it BG for background. And the color, I'm gonna use this, and you can use whatever color you like, and click OK. Okay, now what we do is we need a new solid. Let's name it BG fade, and for that I'm using this color right here, and OK, and then we double click on the ellipse tool and it creates a nice mask like this. Then we drop down the mask settings and let's change mask feather to, let's see, to, I don't know, something like this for now, and expansion a bit lower to something like this. And we also want to invert the mask like so. And now let's just adjust these points a bit, go from to about like there, something like that, something like this. Okay, we can now close that down, and let's just select both and pre-compose, and let's name this BG. And now let's write our text, VFX on. Let's change this to 200, and let's try 279, I think it was, and like that. Now let's center the text. I would say that's the center, like that. Okay. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this layer. You can press Ctrl D, or you can simply use Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. So we need to duplicate 3 times. Okay, and so I'm gonna for now turn both of the top ones off, and for this one we're gonna remove the last letters. So it really depends on your text, because for mine I just want to focus on this letter X here. You know, obviously your text is going to be different, so pick a letter that is in the middle, somewhat in the middle. You obviously can move the text around, but just pick a letter you think would look the best. So in my case I picked the X, and these VF and on are going to be separate. So I need to get rid of this. So I'm just going to simply delete that part. And for this one, I'm going to delete this part right here. Okay. And now I simply need to take the on and move it in back into its position where it was, somewhere like here. And for the last one, this one, I need only the letter X, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to delete this part, and I'm going to delete this part, like that. And now I'm simply just going to take it and move it somewhere here in the middle, like that. Now we are going to take both of these, and we're going to simply pre-compose them, and let's just, I don't know, let's type text, 2D text. Okay, and for this one, pre-compose 3D letter. Okay, now let's open up both of the compositions like that, and let's see, let's go to somewhere like here, 1 second and 9th frame. Make sure both of the layers are 3D layers, and press P to get the position, and for both of them set keyframe for position in which they are currently. then let's see, the animation, I think it's gonna be somewhere this long. We can change that later on, but for now let's just stick with this. So 28th frame, and I want the text to zoom in. So basically right now we want it to go backwards in Z space. Let's just make it move back a bit, so like something like that, not very far. So copy this and paste it here. Select both of them, right click keyframe assistant, easy ease, or simply F9 on your keyboard. Okay, now let's open up 3D letter. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to make a new solid, and let's name it element. Okay, let's just leave it at that, element, and we will need an effect called element 3D. So drag it on there, and then go to custom layers, custom text and mask, and path layer 1, select the X or your letter. So I do that, I close this down, and then I go to scene setup, and what I simply do, I press extrude, and there I have my letter right now. Okay. We're gonna adjust it a bit later. For now, we're gonna focus on just making the animation and everything. So you can close that down. Okay, and now we will add a new light. And leave it at that. Click OK. And now we need to create a new light. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Click OK, and the reason for the light is so that the text is not like this gray, that we need the text to be pure white. See, so it matches this. If we go here and we uncheck that, you can see it does not match well, so I'm just gonna leave that on. Okay, and we also want to make a new camera. And now let's go into the settings. So let's go back to our 2D text, and let's see when this animation ends. It ends about here. So I'm gonna set this one frame before, so 1 second and 7th frame. So right now I'm just gonna set position keyframe here with the default location, and the start, let's see, let's go for 11th frame. Let's see. Yeah, I think that gives us a pretty good time window here, and if anything, we can just adjust it later. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 11th frame. So we want to just decrease this, so it just zooms in a bit on the text. Something crazy, like, I don't know, let's go with something like this for now. And then we also want to rotate it. Let's say something like this, and also a bit like this. You know, just like play around and see how you like the letter to look, which angle looks the best for you, because you know, this might work for me, but these settings might not work for you. So just, you know, find the settings that work for you. And then let's just move a few frames forward. You can do that by using page down on your keyboard to about here. Okay, and now let's change this setting right here to about somewhere in 3000 range. Something like, I don't know, something like this. So it zooms back out. And then also adjust this, so it just kind of rotates just a tiny bit. Not that much, maybe, I don't know, something like this. And also adjust this so it rotates. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with this, and then move to like, see, this sort of looks okay. I'm gonna put one keyframe here, I think, and just adjust this just a bit, not much, something like that. Also adjust this. Again, just tiny bit, nothing too crazy. And also this, just a bit. I don't know, something like, let's see. For now, I'm gonna set it to like, I don't know, something like this for now. And I'm also gonna select all of these keyframes, right click keyframe assistant easy ease or F9. And for the last one, I'm gonna do control and click on it. Okay, I'm gonna quickly see how that looks. Okay, I'm not quite sure I like it. I don't really know if I like this part right here. It sort of like goes... Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I'm just gonna duplicate this layer, the camera, and I'm gonna delete this layer, this keyframe right here. I'm gonna see how that looks. This looks a bit more smooth than the previous one. I will, you know, pick the one that I think looks the best in the end result. Okay, let's just go to this frame, or maybe actually no, let's stick with this because I can see more edges. And now we're gonna change the element settings here. Okay, so go into scene setup, and here in extrusion model, we're not gonna change any of these settings right now. I think we're not gonna change any of them, so just leave as it is. If you want to, you know, you obviously can change stuff. What I simply did, I just changed the bevel settings. So bevel size, I changed that to 1.17. Just zoom in so we get a better look at it. Bevel depth to 1.41. And bevel segments to, let's see, I'm gonna go with 14, let's see, yeah, let's go with 14, okay. Okay, and the rest of the settings I left as they are. I just wanted some smooth edges, some bevels right there, so, yeah. We can also do bevels on the back side if you want to. I'm gonna just stick that in there. So yeah, you can change all these settings however you like, and I'm just gonna click OK. So there we have it. Nice bevel edges. Really looks smooth. I like that. Okay, we will return to this composition a bit later, but for now let's move back to our main comp, and let's just see how does this look all together. Okay, so as we can see, the our letter X is way off, so we need to adjust its position. Okay, now let's go back into this composition to fix that issue. Turn off this layer so we can see where the original X is. Yeah, it's in good position, so we need to adjust that. So let's see, something like that. And something like that. Okay, and copy the same settings over here. And let's see here. Looks good, I think. Maybe a bit to the side. Let's see. Let's move it just a tiny bit, maybe here. Like that. How it looks. I think that looks better. And also what I'm thinking is maybe increase, so it's a bit bigger than the rest, like that, so it's just sort of like, or maybe not. No, I'm not gonna do that because I like that they're in line and just sort of the same height. Maybe even smaller, like that, and then, or maybe no, like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, change the same here, and the same, copy and paste it here, and also this, like that. Good. Okay, now let's close this and this. Let's go back into main. Oh, turn off this. Back into main. I think it looks good. Yeah, okay. Okay, now let's make a new solid. Let's name it particles. Or actually, let's name it spark. Like that, the background black. Okay, okay. And we need trapcode particular plugin and drop that down. And you can probably use any other like particular system, particular world, any of those. I think you can get pretty much the same result. Okay, anyways, the emitter behavior, we're gonna change that from continuous to explode. And I also want to solo this layer so I can only see that. And let's see, particles per second. For now, I'm going to leave it at 400. Direction to directional. Spread, let's see. Let's spread it just a bit, like, I don't know, 24 will be okay. And velocity, let's go with 220. Velocity random, so let's go 100 maybe. And distribution, gee, I don't know. Let's go with 1 or 0.9. Yeah, let's go with 0.9. Okay, now let's open up particle tab and let's change life to 4 seconds and type to streaklet and size. Let's try 4, a bit smaller. Yeah, 4 works. Okay. And the color, we're gonna change this just a bit yellow tint to it. And then we also want to add an effect called glow. So just drop that there. And threshold to, I don't know, let's try 10 for now. Okay, and now let's open up physics tab, gravity, air, and set gravity from 0 to 60. So that way it's going down. Time factor, we can increase that, let's see, to maybe 1.9. And spin amplitude to 2. Just to, something going on there a bit. And let's change fade in spin to, I don't know, let's try 5. Or actually, no, let's go with 7. Okay, we can close that down, and let's see, rendering, motion blur, that's okay. Yeah, those settings are all good. So now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this layer 2 times. 1, 2, and uncheck this, and uncheck this. Oh no, actually let's work with the second one for now. For this one, particles per second, we're gonna lower that to 100, and direction spread to, let's try, I don't know, let's try 13. Okay, and the rest is good. Now let's work with the last. And this one, let's see, let's just drop it to like, I don't know, let's see, 100. Let's go 150. And direction spread, maybe a bit less. 18 works. That's good. Now let's close. Uncheck that. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this one. Let's turn these ones off for now. Let's take this. Let's find the beginning point. So let's say it starts here. And let's see. Let's change its position. Let's go with like, I don't know, somewhere here. Then for this one, let's turn that on. That one also, let's move to the same position. That one, let's move it, let's say somewhere up here. And this one to the other side. Up here. And now let's move back in the time frame right here. Let's see. So the text sort of like finish its animation around here. Okay, so somewhere like here. I want the sparks to already start flying a bit. So let's see. Let's drag that something like that. Let's see, this one, maybe this one here like that, and this one like that. And let's see how that looks. I don't know, I somewhat don't like it. I don't like the fact that here the animation is not done yet, but we can already see the sparks. So we have to change that. Let's see, so animation, I wanted to serve then the sparks to start somewhere here. Like that. Like that. And then something like, I don't know, like this. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks better, but still needs a bit more improvement, and we can adjust it, the position a bit later. For now, I'm gonna turn them off. Okay, and now we want to add the smoke effect. There is two options we can do this. The hard way is to make the smoke on our own using noise or particles, and make it here in After Effects. Or the easier way is to find a stock footage of smoke and use that. And I think that that's an easier and a quicker way of doing it. So yeah, just go on YouTube and search smoke stock footage. So here's the one that I used. It's from Digital Meal's YouTube channel. I use smoke atmosphere number 12. And here's the download link, and as you can see here, this is completely original footage, so you can use this in any project, commercial or non-commercial. So you may not redistribute, loan, license, or sell any Digital Meals footage. So yeah, go check them out, subscribe, and yeah, just pick the footage you like and throw it in After Effects. So here I have my footage. So I'm just gonna drag that in here like that. And what you want to do is you want to toggle switch modes and set it to, where is it, to screen, like that. As you can see now, I can put it underneath or above my text. So that's exactly what we want. And then what you simply do is you just, I'm going to solo this, then you simply scroll through the footage, look for some good parts of smoke. For example, let's see, what I was looking is where the smoke would sort of blow out to the side. So let's see, like this part right here, I would take from here, all right, and I would take this part right here, this smoke that just suddenly appears and just sort of fades out. That's really good one. Let's see some more. There's any, so yeah, it's just, scroll through. Here is also some good ones. So just, yeah, scroll through, and when you find a good one, so just, I don't know, for example, let's see this, let's pick from here. What you do is you click the layer and press Ctrl Shift and D, and that splits the layer. So now I can delete the bottom one. Let's see, it goes on till here. And then I just simply, again, Ctrl Shift D, splits it. Now I can use this, and I can still scroll through and look for other parts. So I'll be back when I find the footage or parts of this footage that I like. Okay, so here I've selected 3 pieces that I like, and now I'm gonna deselect this, and let's work with the first one. So let's see. What I want to do again is I want to position the smoke so it starts just like it starts as soon as the text hits. So about right there. So I'm gonna move this to somewhere here, and then take this and place it like let's place it like this. And let's just scroll through a bit. Let's see, will that work? Okay, maybe a bit to here like that, because I need this part of the smoke that's coming out like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a mask, the pen tool, and draw a mask along the edges of the letter like that, and to here, and just round it off right there, and then just go till the end like that. Okay, and then just do some feather. Maybe let's adjust this point right here so we don't see the edge there. So something like that. Let's see, feather it like that. Expansion maybe a bit less. Something like this. Okay, then let's close that down. Let's check the other one. And what I also did is I did rotate the footage and I did scale it. So feel free to do that, because you know, if let's see here, if I go with a scale, as you can see, I've scaled it to 38%, and if I go by 100, then I think that's a bit too much of smoke coming out there. So you know, adjust it how you like I said previously. Anyways, let's move this to here, and I'm gonna be back when I've done moving and adjusting my smoke there. Alright, so I have positioned my smoke. This is how it looks so far. I think it looks good. And now I'm also gonna turn these off, put the 3D letter up top, like that. Okay, now let's create a new solid. Let's name it OF for Optical Flares. Click OK. Let's search for Optical Flares. Drop it on. And there we go. I'm gonna use the default one. I'm not gonna change anything because that's the one I actually used in the preview. So we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna set the source type from 2D to 3D. And I'm gonna put the position exactly the same as in the preview to 152 and to -100. And the animation, let's just, I don't know, set it to, I don't know, something like this. Maybe let's add some flicker to it. Let's set it to like 8, and let's see, amount, nothing crazy. Let's go with 8 and 8, and render mode on transparent. Now let's close this. Okay, and now right click, pre-compose, and name it OF for Optical Flares. Click OK. Let's open that up, and we need a new camera, and then go into settings, transform, and let's increase this time here that we can work with, and around at frame 11 I'm gonna set a keyframe for position and move that to like a bit down to 800, maybe 809, something like that. And then this one to like 600, almost 700. Let's go at 671. And then this one, let's just bring it down to about like just like 100 maybe. And also point of interest, I'm gonna just a bit adjust that to like this, and like that. This to minus something, let's see, somewhere here I think, maybe, yeah, let's go with something like this. And now let's move a few frames forward, and let's adjust this to like, I don't know, 1,500 maybe. Let's see, something like this. And then also adjust this position. Yeah, this works. And just, I think, tiny bit adjust this like that. Okay, now let's move back to main. Okay, and now to 2D text, I'm gonna take a ellipse tool, and I'm gonna add a mask. Something like this. I'm gonna invert it. Wait, no, I'm gonna leave it like that, yeah. I'm gonna set the feather to like almost maybe 100, something like this. Let's see, should we adjust the expansion? Let's go with minus, I don't know, minus 100, like, I don't know, 50. Like that. And let's set a keyframe for it. And then let's move on to like here. And just drag it back down. Let's see, something like this maybe. Maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna expand this mask like that. Like that. And let's see. And leave it at something like this. And again, easy ease. We can now close that. Okay, and let's go back to 3D letter. And I'm gonna now make a new solid. Again, let's name it BG particles. Let's move it here. And we need particular, add that. Particles per second to 20. Emitter type to box. Emitter size. Guess something like that. Emitter size Y. Something like this. And Z also, I don't know, like this. Now let's open a particle tab, and we're gonna change from sphere to glow sphere, and sphere feather to 0. Size to, let's cut it in half, 2.5. Opacity, let's I don't know, let's see. Let's do 30. And random, just let's go with this. And for the color, we're gonna use this. Now open glow tab, and let's set size to like, I don't know, 80. And let's turn on motion blur. Okay, let's go back to main. Okay, and let's see. What I want to do is I want to increase the size of the letter X because it's very far away. I want it to be in the forefront so it just covers almost all the screen. So I'm gonna set a keyframe here. So I'll go into transform. Let's set a keyframe for position and scale. And let's go to about like 1 second mark. And let's just scale it up to like, I don't know, something like this. And then just move it into the middle, something like that. So let's just set it, I don't know, here is where I think the animation stops. So take the last keyframes and just move them down there. And again, right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Now let's go to toggle switch modes, turn on the motion blur, and let's set motion blur for 3D letter, for sparks, and for 2D text. Now let's turn all of them on, and let's see how it looks so far. Okay, so this is how it looks so far. I think that the smoke and sparks, the smoke I think have to start a bit earlier because the animation stops right here and the smoke is nowhere near. So I'm just gonna move them about like here, like that. And also I want to just let's see, the mask for that text. Okay, yeah, something like that. I like it. Okay, and now let's take all of this and right click, pre-compose, and name it edit. Okay, and now we will make a new solid black and name it vignette. I think that's how you type it, or not, whatever. Let's just type it like that. And then double click the ellipse tool to make this sort of mask, invert it, feather, let's just feather it out. Something like that. And let's see, maybe expansion a bit. or no, let's just leave it as it was, I think. Yeah, let's leave it at 0. Okay, and now new adjustment layer, and let's name it CC for color correction. And I'm gonna add brightness and contrast. Then I'm gonna add curves and hue and saturation. Okay, and now let's turn off hue and saturation and curves. Set brightness, I'm gonna set it to 26 and contrast to 34. And you know, all of these settings depends on your taste and what you're after. So my vision and my taste probably is gonna be different from yours. So I'll be back when I'm finished with my color correction. Okay, so this is how mine turned out. Here are all the settings. You can just pause and look at them. RGB, red, green, again, red, green, blue, and alpha we don't really need. Okay, so yeah, like I said, so there will be a link in the description where you can download the curve settings. Just when you download, click open, and you'll be able to load them in. Let's see how it looks without this. I think it kind of, without these settings, it looks really washed out. But when I add color correction, it really pops those colors and gives a really nice look. So let's just see how it looks all together from the start till the end. So this is how it looks so far. And I think it looks pretty close to the original preview. There are a few things to add, so let's just do that. Okay, we need an effect called Directional Blur. Let's add that. And let's see, just before the text hits about here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a keyframe for blur length and also for position. So press U on our keyboard, see all the keyframes, and then let's go about 2 frames forward, so 1, 2, and let's set blur length to 11 and blur direction to 90 and set a keyframe there. And let's just move this, I don't know, like not much, just like this, and also like something like that. Okay, so basically down and left. And again, 1, 2 frames forward. Now direction to 13 and length to 8. And now let's take this keyframe, copy and paste it, and just move it to the other side like that. And now again, 1, 2 frames forward, blur length to 0, copy the first keyframe there, just paste it here, press U to see all our keyframes, and let's see how it looks. Okay, I think it looks really good. It gives that sort of like the letter is actually heavy and it does hit the background sort of effect, and that's exactly what we're after. Looks really good. I really like it. Okay, and next let's go to Edit, Composition, BG, and now I'm gonna take the ellipse tool and I'm gonna use this color right here, and I'm gonna draw a nice square circle. Okay, like that, and just center it. And this is gonna be our ripple effect. So we need 2 more, so duplicate, and for now let's turn these 2 off. Actually, let's see. Actually, no, let's take these and delete them because we will just simply duplicate this one with all the positions and whatnot. And let's go to, let's see, 103. What happens at 103? Yeah, let's go to 103 and let's set a position. No, actually, scale and opacity keyframes. Press U on our keyboard and set them both to 0. Now let's go, let's see what happens here. Yeah, let's go here and let's set opacity to 37 and then 1 frame forward, and let's increase the scale to something like this, and then let's move to like here. Let's see. Okay, and let's set opacity to 0. No, actually for now not. We are just gonna set a keyframe here. And let's go 1 frame forward, and the scale just so it goes a bit out of the frame like that. And this keyframe with opacity, we're gonna set it to 0 like that. Control D, duplicate that. Press U on your keyboard to see the keyframes, and duplicate again to see our keyframes. And let's see, let's go to about here and just move it. So the first keyframes are around at 1 second and 6th frame. And then this, the top one, I don't know, maybe 2 frames forward. Like that, let's see. So this one starts, and the next one, and the next one. We just need to adjust the colors. So for the middle one, I'm gonna set it to this, just a bit lighter. And for the top one, to this. Now let's see how it looks. We don't really see the top one. I'm not sure why. Is it the same color? Let's see, no, it's not. Alright, let's just go with, like, I don't know, let's go with this. Set them a motion blur. I think it looks okay, except for the fact that I don't like the top one color, so I'm gonna change it back to how I wanted to, the dark one, like that. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to main and see how it looks. And maybe even, let's see, where should we begin? The animation, I'm gonna go with here. I'm gonna start the animation here, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks all together, the final version. I think it looks very, very close to the original one, almost identical. I'm very happy, honestly, with how it turned out. I think it looks almost exactly the same as the preview. I think the preview started a bit, maybe 10 frames or 5 frames later than this one, but still, it looks almost exactly the same, and I'm very happy with how it looked. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and it would mean a lot if you could subscribe, if you could like this video, if you could share it, tell your friends, you know, just share it all over the internet. Yeah, and if you want this template, just contact me through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email, but I prefer Facebook, Twitter, or email because there I get some sort of notification if anyone is contacting me. So yeah, like I said, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.